If you need $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 fast, you don't need a new job, you need a new strategy. I'm very excited about this video. I was excited to put this together because I'm going to teach you exactly how to put together a few $1,000s in a pinch. Recently, a few people have reached out to me. Multiple people have reached out to me in my audience to say that they are going to get evicted soon if they don't come up with cash. So this is really important to me to help provide value for you. This video will teach you what you need to know. By the end of this video, you will be able to pay your rent. That's my goal, okay? So you need to follow every single step I tell you. You can't just skip around because this is like super, super important, all right? If you're ready, let me know in the comments. If you need money, now if it's not that important to you, but you still want to make money, this will teach you that too. So you don't need a big audience, you don't need a website, an LLC. This will work today, starting today if you work on it. We're going to turn your skills and your knowledge and your expertise into cash, even if you don't think you are an expert. Okay, so the first step, there are 5 steps, 5 major steps to this. And again, watch every bit of this video because if you skip any part of it, it won't work. Okay. So the first step is that you're going to offer a pay per call consulting. This is the fastest way to get paid. Now, what I'm teaching you today is not something you need to do forever. It's what I'm calling a sprint, right? We call that a sprint. You do this for a certain number of days while you need to do it, and you don't want to continue doing this because you will overwork yourself, and that's not what we want. So people are going to pay you $50 to $500 for your advice and your expertise. Again, even if you don't think you're an expert, you're going to set up a type of event where it's going to be called one-on-one consulting. It's going to have your name and your picture here. It's not really hard to do. I did this in maybe 20 minutes yesterday. And you're going to have in your calendar. Now, normally you would just have your calendar there, but there is a feature on Calendly that lets you charge people for your time, right? And again, so it sets up here, it's like, oh, people can set up for, you can apply for these times. But this is where it gets really interesting. So you're in the booking page options section, and you scroll down. You've asked the questions that you want to ask. You can always add new questions there to help like you prepare for that call. But right here, collect payment on form. Do not collect payment. That's what the default is. Don't collect payment. But then you can say accept payments with Stripe or accept payments with PayPal. And these are part of the Calendly integrations. Now, you probably have one of these 2 accounts. If you don't, sign up for one as quickly as you can so you can start taking payments. Put in an amount, put $30 here. I used to do mine for $30 when I was broke and I needed money fast. I would do $30 calls for 30 minutes or maybe 60 minutes, and I would help with blogging because that's what I knew at the time, right? You're going to put your price here and you're going to put any kind of payment terms that you have. And then there are other features and things that you can, and settings that you can place. Now you might be wondering, well, how much does it cost to have a Calendly? You can have it for free to set up, but you cannot use that payment integration unless you have a $10 a month account. So just get the $10 a month account, do what you got to do. If $10 for this first month helps you set it up so you can make the money that you need in a pinch, do it, please. Okay, so you're going to do that, and you're going to use Zoom for these calls. Now you can use Zoom, and I'm going to show you the pricing for Zoom. So Zoom costs this amount. And this is what most people need, but you can also use Zoom for free up to 40 minutes. So do 30-minute calls. And there's probably, all kinds of like restrictions and things that you can look up yourself, but use Zoom and you can integrate that into this Calendly booking. So when you're setting this up, you also get to say, I want our calls to be on Zoom. It'll attach to your Zoom account, and then it'll automatically set up a Zoom. So you may have had a call with me that's like that, or you may have had a call before. You may even have calls already like that. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to set that up for yourself, okay? Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to promote this. Now, there are many different types of people like that have different degrees of access to people who would buy from them. If you have an Instagram account, if you have a LinkedIn, any of that, threads, you have people who know you. Okay. Even if it's a few hundred people, you have people who know you. You're going to put up a post that says, I'm opening up X number of spots. I'm opening up 3 spots for this problem I solve, these calls that I'm having. If you're struggling with this pain point, book a call now, and you're going to link to that Calendly that you set up, right? You can also DM potential clients that you know. You can do this if you've spoken to them in a while, it's not just asking them for something out of the blue, but if you're like, "Hey, I'm doing these calls, do you want to be one of the first that gets dibs on it?" Because that's, could be important to them. And people love things that help them immediately. Like, you're watching this video because I'm helping you now. You're spending a few minutes with me. Maybe you're even watching me on 1.5x to get through it, but you're going to have this information. You already have enough information to get started. So don't make your offer something crazy just to have more value. Help them, help the person, help your client get results fast. Okay. You can also post and do all kinds of stuff, but that's where you're going to go. If you have a mailing list, this is the time to reach out. We have someone in Arlen's All Access who had a 30-person mailing list. Only 30 people on her mailing list. She was able to convert like a third of them or even more to come in and buy things from her. It doesn't matter if you have a small mailing list. If you have one, nurture it, add to it, have an excuse to talk to them. Okay, so then you're going to create, the step 2 is you're going to create a fast lead magnet to get more clients. You're not going to spend a ton of time on this lead magnet, but it is going to be helpful. So you want to think about an urgent topic for the people, their needs right now. Like 5 steps to get clients in 24 hours, the ultimate checklist for XYZ, how to solve this in 7 days. Think about some of the titles of my YouTube channels, videos, and don't do the exact thing, but that's an example of what you could do, right? What is something that's urgent that you're like, actually, I can help with this? You can use Canva, you can use Google Docs, you can use Word. It can be a 1 to 2 page max. You don't need it to be fantastic. Now, if you want to get a little fancy and spend a few extra minutes on it, I'm going to show you really quickly how you can do. This is what I did recently, where I made a lead magnet from a 20 slide case study for my new talk show. So I have a new talk show that you can see on this channel. I'm very proud of this talk show. I created a new business case study by working with ChatGPT for a few minutes, really thinking through what I wanted it to be about, giving it the right prompts. That's a talent in itself, but you can do that. You can talk to it. And then you say to ChatGPT, I want to use typeset. This is what I use. So pay attention if you haven't been paying attention. This is something that you can go check out. I think it also has like a free version and then it's a paid version. I want to use typeset.com. I don't get paid if you go to that site. Just go check it out and tell ChatGPT, I'm using an AI deck creator. I need you to separate these words with a line so that when you paste it right in here, when I just pasted it in, it had automatic breaks. So I had like this long form chat GPT. Tweaked it and everything. I told it what to do, how to separate it. And then it came out like, and I pasted it here and it came out looking beautiful. Look at this. Even this chart here was done. I didn't have to do any of that. So if you want me to tell you more about this particular method, let me know in the comments because I can do a whole video about it if you want. But that's if you want to have like go the extra mile, have an even fancier lead magnet. But I'm telling you, the whole purpose of this is to get that information to people. On that lead magnet, on each page, at the end of it, at the beginning of it, have a clickable link that you can put as a PDF. You can put clickable links. Have a clickable link that says, if you want personalized help with this thing that the lead magnet is about, book a call today. And again, you have your call that you have created on Calendly. Step 3, if you want to go a step further, and you want to do consulting, but you also want to add this or replace it, you can do a done for you service. So another thing you can do other than consulting on these calls is I'm just going to do the thing. Instead of saying, I'll teach you how to write your resume, you say, I'll write your resume for $250. Instead of saying, I'm going to help you with your website, I'm just going to fix your website, right? Like you're just going to do the thing for them. You can also, listen, if you're trying to get your rent paid, or your mortgage paid and it's a pinch, go out there and do somebody's lawn. Go out there and take people's trash out. I've done this for years. Like, go out there, deliver groceries, do what you got to do, right? But this done for you thing, especially if you can say, okay, it's 250, it's 500, it's $300, that's going to start to really add up. And you may even say it's going to be more than that, right? Choose a simple, fast service like social media audits, LinkedIn profiles, website landing pages, AI automation. If you've taught yourself how to do anything with AI, like I just showed you a little bit of Chat GPT and the typeset, you can, instead of me telling you, oh, I'm going to make another video about this, I could do another video, but in that video, I could say, if you want me to just make this for you, want me to make a lead magnet for you, I will make one for you for $75 or for $200, right? Because a lot of people just don't want to do that part. So you can do that for them. And again, you're promoting this in different ways. You want to charge $99 to $500 for a quick turnaround. Say you'll do it in 24 hours or within 3 days. Do it fast, sprint, because this is like an urgent matter. Step 4. This is where it's going to get really fun if you do this. Now, stay tuned for all of it. I even have a bonus for you because I want this to work. Run a flash sale to your network. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And what I mean is like this limited time offer. It's to your audience. Maybe you have people on your mailing list or friends, family. Run this flash sale that says for the next 48 hours, we're going to do this. Or by the time we have 30 signups, we're going to do this. And I'm going to show you something really fun here. All right, going back to our page, there is a website called bumpsale.co. It's like one of my favorites, bumpsale.com as well. And what you do here is you take 2 lines of code. It's very, very, very simple. You take 2 lines of code, you put it into your blog or your WordPress or wherever you can put code. I don't know how to code. This was just copy and paste. And it lets you start your price at any amount. I always start mine at $1, and then you bump it up every time somebody pays for it. They pay $1 more. So if you have, let's say you have 30 people purchase, that's $465. So let's say you have a course or a membership or something even physical, but I wouldn't do physical for this, but something, even your calls, but you got to be careful about how many of these you do. Let's say you wanted to do 50 of these. That's more than $1,000. If you do 100 of these, like if somebody pays $1, then $2, then $3, the next person pays 4, and so on, up to 100 people, that's $5,000. I have done this before. This is the kind of the highest I've gone. Now, I have a large audience. I kind of know how to do this. It wasn't for an emergency. It was more so like a value packed bundle that was all digital. But this is possible. So if we go back to here, let's say you have 100 people on your list. What if 20 people buy this? Because they're like, I'll pay $7 for it. What if you have 1,000 people on your list and 80 people buy? That's $3,000, and they're getting a deal of a lifetime. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, "Thank you so much for running that bump sale because it was the way I was able to do XYZ." And so you can monetize that. So go to bumpsale.co or bumpsale.com. You'll even see my picture on the website because I love it so much. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is um, you can add this or you can decide not to do this. But if you're like, okay, I still need more ways to bring people in, have a free webinar. Go on YouTube Live if you have a live, if you have an account. But if you don't, just do a Zoom, whatever your account will allow the number of people. I think it's 100 people for free, up to 100 people. Have a live webinar where you do a workshop. You teach people something. I'm going to teach you how to make thumbnails in Canva. I'm going to teach you how to make this recipe. I'll teach you how to speak this language, have the first 5 words in this language that you need to learn. Whatever it is, promote that, this free webinar. Then on that webinar, again, book it for tomorrow morning, like this is an emergency. So on that webinar, at the end of it, say, I am taking calls. I can teach you how to do the next 3 steps of this. I can do it for you, XYZ. Now, you can't do the language for them, but you know what I mean. Maybe it's something they need translated and you can do that for them. Think about how you can use ChatGPT and other pieces of AI to accentuate what you do. It's still you, but you're using these as your assistants. Think about what you can do ethically, legally, morally right, right? So I want you to pick any one of these that I've mentioned to you, any one of them, and execute. The first one is like out of this world. The third one is just going to take you so far. The fourth one is amazing. All of these are really amazing if you combine them, and they're amazing on their own. Now I have a bonus for you. Do not leave yet, because this bonus is just going to help you so much. Okay, so I know that someone out there is saying, "Oh my gosh, this seems like a lot. It also seems like I have to put myself out there. I don't want to get on Zooms. I'm getting nervous. I don't think I present well. I'm an introvert. Introvert alert." All right, this is the bonus. It's called invisible consulting. You don't need to do a call, you don't need to show your face, and you just get cash back to you. Are you interested in that? If you are interested in this, let me know in the comments. Also, before I tell you this, please do me a favor and subscribe to this channel. Every time someone subscribes, YouTube sends it out, sends the video out to more people, not just this video, but my whole channel. And that means that more people who need to see it get to see it. So if you have not yet, hit the subscribe button below, or if you're watching this on a TV, it's above you. If you're watching this on your phone, which most people are, hit that subscribe button. It's the easiest thing you can do. And if this has been helpful to you, that is like the best like thank you can give me is to do that. Now, this bonus, invisible consulting, this is what I do as part of my $5,000 plus package, is I do paid voice notes. So it's included in this package. But what you can do is, let's say you're doing the $250 or you're doing $100 consulting or whatever the number is, $30. Instead of saying we're going to jump on a Zoom call because you feel nervous about that, you say, I'm going to give you my number and we're going to do voice calls. And you can even script things out, you have time to prepare, think about it, and leave like a 1, 2, or 3 minute voice note for them back and forth. You'll tell them exactly how many or for how long, and that is how you deliver it. It can be on WhatsApp, on iMessage, on Voxer, on Telegram. It can be on anything. You could also say, I'm not going to do voice because even that makes me nervous. Okay, do it through text then. Do it through email. You can deliver this in a way. Do it through Slack. Just have Slack open and Notion open. And that's your client dashboard. I'm just going to talk to them there. I'm just going to deliver, especially if you're doing it done for you. I have someone that I pay $4,500 per month for to work with. And we work exclusively through Slack and email. There's no need for them to jump on a Zoom with me to explain anything, no voice notes. They just work async, and I love it as a customer because we get stuff done every day. So you might even say, not only am I going to do this one consulting, but I'll do it in the next 30 days. I'll just work with you. And it's going to cost this amount. Now that reminds me of one more thing I wanted to tell you. Some people not only need like $2,000 or $3,000 to get themselves out of a certain situation, like rent or something like that. And it happens to all of us, by the way. Some people need like 10,000 or 20,000 or $30,000 like within 2 weeks. I hear about this all the time. And this is for you. If you're in that position, stick around, even if you're not, because you're going to want to hear this. What you can do is you can do what are called VIP days. VIP days. And you spend a full day with someone. Let's call it, I do my VIP days. They're 5 hours, and sometimes I'll have like a bonus with them. But you can do yours for 8 hours. You can do yours for a half day. You have them come in, spend time with you in your city. They pay for travel, or they're in your city. Go somewhere that you enjoy. They pay up front. So if they're paying 5,000, 10,000, 2,000, they're paying up front so you can afford to buy lunch for them or dinner or both, or taking them out to something, but you're helping them all day long. They just can do what? Pick your brain. We don't love people saying, I want to pick your brain, but this is the time where they actually can. You can also put together all kinds of templates and a game plan for them, either before, during, or after. Another thing you could do is have like a half the day, the first half of the day, you are taking in all the information from them, learning about them, thinking through things, brainstorming with them, and then send them away for an hour or two. And then when they come back, you have like a full playbook for them. I'm working on that with one of my clients right now and setting up her VIP day. That's another thing. And that's like, 20,000, 30,000 a pop. But if you think about it, you can have a VIP day if you've never had one before. Have one for $1,000. See what it's like. And then use those testimonials or that experience or both to raise your prices in the future. There are people out there who are looking for you and need what you have to offer them. And this is the market. This is what you need to do. And this is not desperate. This is not immoral. This is you saying, doctors, they do great work. They do life's work, but they still charge for it. Teachers do great work, but they charge for it. Mechanics do great work, but they charge for it. Priests, they're officiating your marriage or your wedding, your funeral, they're charging for it. So you can charge for it. And if you need that, that is what you're going to do. You're also going to be vulnerable and reach out, and maybe somebody will help you that like they need to be people in your network that you already know. And you say, look, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm list the things you're doing. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. Are you able to help me out just for a few days? Da, da, da. Don't make it a habit because we talk about toxic charity. We don't want to be the recipient of that or the giver of that. But you can be vulnerable. You don't have to do this on your own. And I'm saying this to very specific people. And hopefully, I'm saying it to you and that this has resonated. If you're still with me, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you send this to someone who may be in a bind right now and leave a message and let me know which of these resonated with you the absolute most. Leave a comment below. I'll see you very soon.